Hello, my name's Mel Ashworth and welcome to Coffee with a Councillor. I have the pleasure of speaking this morning with Richard Tucker. Thank you, Richard, for coming in.
That's all right, Mel. Thanks for the invite.
Now, could I ask you which ward you represent?
Yes, on the Town Council it's Earlham Ward, which basically covers the sort of bottom half of Milton Road, parts of Earlham Grove itself, most of Locking Road from about Ashcombe Road, down as far as Ewart Road and towards the Borough Arms.
Well, you know your ward very well.
Oh, I lived there, 14 years,
well,
so yeah. Every road, I think.
It's a good idea to live in the ward that you represent.
I think that's important, definitely. We always encourage that, and the local Labour Party, we always try and get people that actually live in the ward and in the communities that they're supposed to represent. I think it's wrong that you get people from the other side of town to just wheel them in just because it's a safe seat. I think really believe in that, and that's pretty much
How long have you been a councillor, Richard?
Just got in last May, but I had been on the town council from its inception back in 2000.
Oh, okay.
And I won 3 times on the trot, then got defeated in 2007, lost to the Conservatives. I just won it back off them in 2007, so marginal seat. So
congratulations.
Thank you very much. A lot of hard work, and you just never know which way the political wind is going to blow, really, particularly when you're representing a marginal area.
Right. What got you into local politics? Can you explain?
Initially, I first stood when I was 24, believe it or not.
Wow.
But yeah, back in
5 years ago.
Yeah, I'd be all right, wouldn't it? When I wasn't grey. I got a picture when I got first elected in 1995.
Yeah.
Full head of hair, no grey. I was 30 at the time for the old Ashcombe ward, which covers most of where I cover now. They've redrawn the boundaries a bit. But initially, I'd always been interested politically.
Yes.
From when I went to Broadoak Sixth Form when I was about 18, 19.
Really?
And then I joined the Labour Party at that time. It was quite a low ebb nationally when we had Michael Foot. I don't know if you can go back that far, but it was in the kind of Thatcher era.
Yeah.
So they were quite sort of dark days for a lot of people, but I suppose I've always been kind of on the side of the underdog a little bit, and Western, for Labour in Western, we've always been kind of the underdog. So and that was my kind of broad view anyway.
Yes.
I've always been kind of centre-left in terms of my own view of society.
Yes.
And when it got to about sort of 1989, I think it was, Avon County Council elections, and the party was always short of candidates. It didn't really have much organisation.
Yes.
So I kind of put myself forward just to fill a seat. Yeah. And they stuck me out in Banwell, Locking, Hutton, Priory Division as they called it.
Okay.
And I just sort of, they give me 1,000 leaflets to cover about 4,000 areas, so I kind of picked out the most sort of working class areas, if you like. Right. And my mate, who wasn't even sort of a Labour supporter, but was quite sort of thrilled or excited by the fact that his young mate was kind of standing for council with all these old people. Yes. And he worked as a gas fitter, so he knew a lot of these areas out in that area. So he kind of acted as my kind of self-appointed agent, really. And we sort of drove around all these little pockets here and there and helped me deliver them.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I sort of surprised everyone by coming second. I beat the Liberal Democrats into second place.
Wow.
Which,
and how old were you then?
24.
Good on you. So, that's fantastic. Were you born in this area?
Yeah, born in Weston, both my parents, 2 of my grandparents. My mum's side goes back to, when her and one of her relations have researched it, goes back through Milton and uphill to about 1600 and something. Yeah,
it's very
Milton,
interesting.
Yeah, most of the sort of farmers, carpenters. So, yeah, fascinating.
So you're a Westonian, born and bred?
Pretty much, with a bit of Welsh, South Wales thrown in. Yeah. So that's probably why I can chat on a bit, maybe.
What's my excuse then?
Not
what career did you go into then, Richard?
When I first job, I worked at a bank in Bristol, or should I say insurance clerk. So NatWest for 5 years. Yeah. Then I went into building supplies, sort of sales-orientated jobs.
Yes.
Then office equipment.
Yeah.
That's pretty much been.
Okay, you've got to be able to talk to people, haven't you? And
to a large
as
degree.
A counsellor, you have to be able to listen
approachable,
and talk.
That's right.
Yeah, you can't be a shy little retiring thing in the background.
I think there's probably places for all types of people.
Okay.
Because you sometimes tend to find the more reserved ones can be very good on detail.
Right.
And you get a lot of
interesting
documents and research that's required. You often find those sort of more reserved types of characters are quite good at going through their sort of pre-meeting documents.
So all different skills are valuable.
You've got to be a bit of an all-rounder, I think, really.
Okay.
Definitely.
Because I was going to ask you, what do you think makes a good counsellor? And to be an all-rounder, you know.
I think understanding and having a sort of having a passion for the area, I think.
Yes.
And the area you live in within that.
So a passion for community?
I'd say so, broadly speaking. Politics, I suppose, is about people. And they say it's the art of the possible, isn't it? That's one quote I've heard. And it's about trying to make a difference on a local level.
Yeah.
At sort of parliamentary level and obviously higher up the chain, you can make sort of big pronouncements and make sort of, it depends if you're in power, quite a lot makes a big difference, of course.
Yes.
But there's a lot sort of wider differences that you can make at that level. But on a local level, if it's the area that you particularly care about, there's a lot that you can influence.
Yes.
Even if you don't particularly have your hands on the lever of power, you can kind of make your views known and a word to the right person, and try and canvass other people to your opinion. Sometimes you might change your own opinion by what you get back off of them. And it's all about gathering information and just getting to the right decision in your mind, really, for when votes. And if you're honest with yourself that you're voting the right way, you can kind of hold your head up, I think.
Yes.
That's how I look at it.
What are you particularly passionate about as a councillor?
I think to ensure that local people's decisions or views are reflected and carried out, because I think there's too much remoteness. Once people get into the corridors of power, let's say, there's often a feeling or a bit of an arrogance that goes with it. Not to say that people in power are arrogant in that way, but there's a feeling of we know best type of thing, and the public haven't got all the information, so what do they know? But broadly speaking, people have a broad view on something. Often it's not quite as straightforward as might be painted. Sometimes there are different strands and different kind of elements within that. But if you can kind of pick up what's broadly the feeling on the ground type of thing, and make sure that's reflected in the council and in the council chamber, that's what matters to me.
So it's totally important to stay relevant to the people that you're representing,
right. Exactly.
and to stay real and keep your feet on the ground, as it were.
That's what really matters at the end of the day. You see people sort of climb up the pole and sort of turn their back on the people that put them there. People like break promises all over the place, like
this is what's happened.
Nick Clegg and the like, and I'm not saying that just because you're a Lib Dem, by the way, but he's a classic case in point, isn't he, where he's conned people to vote for him, and a lot of people voted for him tactically because they think he's anti-Tory, and as soon as he gets in, he basically teams up with the Tories, turns his back on half those people that voted for him just to get in power. And he was a lot of his own party have thought that, but that's national.
Moving on swiftly. 3 people you'd like to invite to a dinner party. People that have inspired you, dead or alive, that you'd love to meet.
Going back through history. So,
briefly.
Yeah, okay. Someone like Boadicea, probably. That's one for you.
Okay, next one.
Celtic Queen. I suppose everyone comes up with Nelson Mandela, but you can't help respect that man for what he went through.
Exactly. Third one?
Somebody like... I'll have to come back. I'll have to come back now. I won't just say someone for the sake of it.
Okay.
No.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking.
All right then, Mel. Thank you, and yourself.
Thank you. And that's it from Coffee with a Councillor. So thank you so much for tuning in. And please do email your questions to us. But from us today, it's goodbye.
Thank you. Good cheerio. Thanks, Mel.
Thanks.
All the best. All the best.
It went so fast, didn't it? It did.